Hello friends, my name is Mohammed Feroz and today we are going to discuss about MQ channel art. So this concept is introduced from version MQ version 7.7 and because a lot of people have confusion on this, so I thought of creating a video on this. Okay, so let's get started. I have two queue managers. One is on Windows, another one is in Linux. First I'm going to connect it. So basically I'm just creating one server with MQ server and another one with client application which is going to connect the queue manager. So this is my Linux box and this is my Windows. Okay. Sure. So I'm going to create a new queue manager for this channel up. I'm going to create CHL QMGR. This is basically a trial version. You can also download it from IBM website, Passport Advantage. It will be a trial period of 3 months. You can practice it. So my queue manager is created. Now I'm going to start my queue manager. It's in ended immediately status. Now I'm going to start it. strmqm qmgr. So our queue manager has started. You can see this, our status is running. Now I'm going to get inside the queue manager. This is my run mqc command, chl qmgr. So for any client application or any other queue manager to connect to this queue manager, you should have a listener and as well as channel. You might be aware of it. So now I'm going to create one listener. Fine. Listener. You can give any name. I'm giving tcp.ls. type TCP and port basically can give anything. I'm giving 5555 and control to QMGR, so that whenever the queue manager is started, the listener will start it automatically. So our listener is created. Now we are going to start it. Start listener tcp.ls. So for ease, I have opened my Explorer also side by side, so you can see my queue manager. It's visible here. Now I can see my listener which we have created just now. Okay, it's running. Good. So let's see if we are able to connect from the client side. This is my client machine, this is my Linux box, and here I'm just going to see the parameter echo $mq server. So it is not set, so we have to set that thing. We have to export. In Linux we have to export mq server equals to let's see what the channels we have by default. So this is our default channels. We have system.def.servercon. So this is a channel we have. So let's try with this channel first. Export system dot def dot svrcon. Okay, and port is the protocol is TCP we are using here, and the IP is 192.168.0.4, and it's 555. Okay, so here, so this is all set now. Now we are going to send, first we will create one queue there, so that we can try to put the messages on that queue. Define queue local test queue. Okay, fine, this is created. Now again I am going in my system, Linux system client, which is a client basically. I have MQ client installed here. And our queue manager name is, what is our queue manager name? CHL auth QMGR. CHL auth QMGR. So let's start it. It's taking some time. 2035, you can see. What does it mean? We don't have any authorization to connect to the queue manager. So let's see. Now we will see the error here. We can see the error. What is the error we are getting? You can do that by going into, see, program data. It should be program files, but I have changed it to, I have saved in some other folder, so that's not an issue. You can go here, and this is the logs which we have to see for errors. So if you see here, this is the thing we are getting. Channel was blocked, so that means channel with system dev svcon was blocked. So let's see our this thing, our channel authentication record. We have a attribute set which is no access for the system. So in that case we can do one thing, we can create our own channel. So for that, server connection channel we have to create. So I'm going to create our own channel. Define channel CHL SVR CHL auth dot SVR we will create, and channel type SVRCON. Okay, this is created. As you can see here, the channel, it should be created. Great. Yes. So now in our client side, we have to change the settings which we have done earlier. We have changed issue. CHL auth dot SVR. Fine. Yes. Now again, we're going to test our client application whether it's connecting to the client. Again, we are getting the same error. Now again we have to go into the error logs, which is this, and if you can see here, sorry, you can see here the last thing. See. Unable to obtain account details for channel MCA user ID. So it is not allowing my client user ID to connect to the queue manager. So let's get started. Here I have observed one thing, like I'm trying to connect with MQM user, because here also QMGR is MQ product is installed. So we will do one thing, we will create another user and we will give the same we will set the MQ server, and from that user we will create a user add command. We can use a user add command here, user add. We can give test user. Okay, so and we will see, we will export the same thing here. Now we'll try to push messages again. Okay, again the same error. Now we go to the error file. Let's see there's a error I am getting, the authorization field, because SID for the entity test view cannot be obtained. That's because we have not given the authorization to this user in our queue manager. So now we are going to give the authorization for this test user, and and you should remember one thing, this test user is not a part of MQM group. So any user, see, we have a attribute set there in channel authentication record that any user who is part of MQM admin group, like MQM group, will not be allowed here. So that's why we have created a test user which is not a part of MQM group. Now, so we have created a user, and now we are going to give the permission so that queue manager accepts a connection from this IP as well as this user. So let's do that. So we're going to give the user access mqaut -m chl auth qmgr type qmgr -p. What is the user? User is test user plus connect. Okay, so we are getting this because currently we don't have any user defined in our Windows machine. So first we have to define the Windows user here, net user, and you have to give the test. We can give password, or it's not required for channel auth. Okay, so basically this is a problem. I have to open my command prompt with admin, run as administrator. Okay, user test user /ad. Okay, the user is created. Now again I'm going to give the same command. Let's see, this time it will take, yeah, now the command is taken. And let's see, we will try to put the messages from the client side again, which is on Linux machine. See, this time it is connected to the queue manager, but it's not able to connect to the queue because we have given permission only to the queue manager. We have given permission to the user to connect only to the queue manager, not to the queue. So here again we have to give permission so that the test user should able to connect to the queue. Type queue -n test queue. plus all if. Okay, now if you try with MQ client again, see, it's connected. We'll try to put some messages and see. We can put as many as messages, but I'm just putting one message. So let's see from MQ Explorer whether we got anything. Yes, it's showing all the queues. Yes, want this queue. See, the current depth is 1. Let's see what is inside in that queue. Browse the messages. And here you go. Data. You can see the message. Test is successful. Dear friends, I hope you like this video, and if you have any query you can comment me. You can even visit my blog. This is my blog, IBM MQ Training Feroz blogspot.in. And if you need any training on WebSphere MQ as well as message broker, you can mail me. This is my email ID, and you can also call me on my mobile number. Thank you. Bye.